Hi everyone. I wanted to talk to you all about self-doubt today. There's been a really interesting conversation on my Facebook group today regarding self-doubt, and it's something that comes up all the time in language and the language that singers use, and also I see it in behaviours as well. And I also experience it a lot myself, and I think it's a real important theme in pretty much everyone's lives, but I know that it really affects singers. So I wanted to kind of have a little chat about it today. So without naming any names, a singer that I work with said that self-doubt often prevents them from practicing. And they were kind of saying, when will I feel good enough? You know, because I kind of go from, and this is something that a lot of people say, I go from feeling, okay, yeah, that sounded pretty good. I'm okay, I can do this, to, no, that was rubbish. I should give up. Why am I? Who do I even think I am? In the space of, 10 minutes. And when will that get better? So it's difficult. My expertise is singing, but I'm going to share my experience based on myself, on reading that I've done, and just on what I've observed in the world and in singers that I work with. So, first thing to say is that I think that to feel self-doubt is to be human. I don't think there's anybody that doesn't experience self-doubt, and I actually think it's a healthy part of being human. Imagine if none of us doubted ourselves, we'd do things like run out into the road and jump off buildings and stuff like that. I think that self-doubt is probably an essential part of keeping us alive and is very, very normal. I've worked with singers of all ages, of all levels of experience. I've worked with 6-year-olds who are kind of brand new to singing but really love doing it. And I've worked with people with record deals, people who are from the outside looking in extremely successful and confident, and who we would expect to have no doubts and be full of confidence and powerful, everything that we feel we're not. And I have to say, from that whole spectrum of 6-year-olds, every age, every level of experience and ability, literally everyone expresses some kind of doubt, like, are you sure that was good enough? Nerves going into a new experience and just wondering how the world is going to take them as a singer and as a person. So I don't think that self-doubt has a lot to do with ability. And I think that the most important thing to do is not to try and overcome self-doubt. So not to think, right, I need to stop doubting myself. It's to not allow self-doubt to let you lose momentum. So momentum is one of my favourite words at the moment. And the most important thing is that to do it anyway. So to not wait until you don't feel self-doubt anymore, because that will probably never happen. So to act and do the things that you want to do, to practice, to do gigs and stuff anyway, regardless of how you feel. So relying on what you feel isn't really that reliable, because it's subjective, and we all criticize ourselves and we all have insecurities, and our inner voice will tell us we're not good enough. So if you wait until that's gone, you're not going to get any momentum. So don't wait until you feel good enough, because that's subjective. Do the things that you want to do anyway. One thing I have noticed about people who manage to gain momentum and who, who do experience success, is that they focus on the right thing at the right time. So it's not that they don't doubt themselves, but it's that in the moment they are able to just kind of put that doubt aside and focus on the now. So I really promote mindfulness in my teaching, and I have kind of found some really nice ways to embed it into vocal coaching in ways that you might not notice. So within vocal warm-ups and within the language that I use to present tasks and exercises to people. So focusing on the right thing at the right time. So if you're doing a vocal exercise and you're thinking, this sounds crap, I mean, then you're not really focusing on the purpose of the vocal exercise, which isn't usually to sound good. It's usually to stretch a certain muscle, to do something kinesthetically. So it doesn't have to sound very good. It has to meet a certain objective. So you're going to gain momentum by allowing yourself to focus on the purpose of what you're doing at a certain point in time, rather than on your own feelings of self-doubt. Let me think of another example. So I guess a gig, if you focus on your inner voice telling you you're not good enough and doubting yourself and when will I feel good enough, you're actually not focusing on what's happening at that time, which is that you're getting to do a gig, which is probably one of your goals and dreams and something that you've put a lot of work into, preparing for. So it's more of a matter of focusing on the right thing at the right time, finding ways to tap into the moment, and put your self-doubt aside for a while. And I know personally, of course, I suffer from self-doubt loads, as much as anybody else. And I have found that through handling it the way that I'm discussing now, so not waiting until I feel good enough to do something that I want to do, and on trying to be mindful and focusing on the moment rather than on the wider picture of my, just knocked a book over, wider picture of my self-doubt and my insecurities. With time and with momentum, you kind of go, oh, you look back at stuff you've done and you go, okay, that was pretty cool. Like, I didn't know I could do that. And you do gain confidence, and things that you want to do start to feel more natural. And, you know, you'll always doubt yourself, but you move forward in life and you realize that things are achievable, and things that seem really difficult suddenly become quite small. So hopefully that helps. If anyone wants to have a chat about this, please write some comments and I will join in some conversations about it. Or if you don't agree with me, or if you have even any alternate suggestions for dealing with self-doubt, please let me know, because I'm not an authority. I'm just sharing from my own experiences. So I'd love to hear about it. Cool. Thanks, guys. See you later.